All right. Oh, what's the date today? April 19th of 2025. So this is the cast iron box from 2024. If I had to say what was in here, well, it was either ham. Well, there's only three things really, right? Would more than likely be ham, salmon, or perhaps maybe corned beef, but I don't think so. I'd put it between ham and salmon. So you see this box? Okay. Do you see this? This was in the box with the box. Okay. She had this like this in the box. I'm going to take this box and I'm going to show you where it was. Okay. I'm going to walk you through this, but I want you to see, because it's dark, it's late. Everybody's sleeping right now. I'm having problems with Andre acting out. I mean, you can't blame the kid, right? Everybody in his life, it doesn't seem to matter who it is, either has a bad attitude or they just take what they want. Mercane and Marina, when they cleared out the basement, taking what they wanted. When they cleared out the freaking food storage area that was there for 14 years, they took what they wanted. When they got into my little cubby, although Andre said he found the baseballs today, so he was very happy. So I guess they must have been in the shed. But besides that point, then we got Mrs. Gill coming along and taking what the hell she wants, right? And then now we have Rhea fucking taking what she wants. Okay, so this is the box that should not have things in it. It should have meat in it, okay? Now, I can pack salmon cans in here, and we'll see how nice and snug it is, and then we'll know it was salmon. And we'll know approximately how many cans of salmon. Or I can try and pack ham in here, okay? I mean, there might have been something else, because I'm making my list as to what I'm looking for, and if I don't find it, I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to find a way to replace it. So in the meantime, this is what this girl took. First of all, she found the box. Don't know exactly where she found it, but she found it. She pulled everything out. She obviously took that. And then to hide what she had done, hoping that I wouldn't get to this box until months and months and months later, right? As she was keeping me busy helping me. Remember that? Going from room to room. I wouldn't have noticed it. And then when I went to it 4 months later, I'd be like, what the hell is this? And it'd be too late to come back and say anything about it to her. Yeah. Okay. First of all, let's look and see. I'd never do this. Never would I ever do this. There's a 50% off bottle in there. Wow. As if I'd do that. Oh, there's another one. First of all, I'm not going to put 50% off bottles in a box and then put it away for long-term food storage. Something like that was on my floor so that if and when we ever wanted them, we'd have. And that's one of the reasons why I'm having Andre start cooking downstairs, to which he gets a new pan that we just got from Canadian Superstore that hopefully will be delivered today. Look at this. To do his first meal with. So I don't know what that is. We'll find out in a minute. But, you know, he could have taken one of those downstairs with a meal to make with a meal. Do you see it's just miscellaneous shit in here? Nothing's adding up. It's not level. It rattles around, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? And then, what do you call it? As if I'd put that away for long-term food storage. Yeah, no. We know what happened. And I guess these jalapeno pickles were in here as well. Somehow, some way she had it. Right? Like that. And then she had, I don't know, like, she had this jar in here. It was kind of sticking out. I remember that, kind of. Or maybe she had it inside. Right? Somewhat closed, but I guess she couldn't close it completely in terms of this flap. So she put a container of cranberry juice and another container of chocolate milk to fill the gap. And I'm going to take you to the gap, but first, before I take you to the gap, I'm going to take out this. So she put mustard in there. Andre and I, we don't even know where the hell she found the fucking mustard. He said, where did she find the mustard? I said, I don't know. It was somewhere on the floor or close by where my maple sugar was. Well, I'm sorry, maple syrup. Oh, I made a mistake with the maple syrup. I'll tell you that in a bit. Okay, I don't know what this is, but it's something. It's something that probably Pastor Granny gave me, right? And then we've got something discounted here, 50% off. As if I'd put that away for long-term food stores like that. No, I would not. I can't see very well. I guess it's some sort of salad dressing. It says vintage of something, like, vinaigrette or something, right? Vinaigrette. So that's right. And like this one's pepper and turmeric. So 2 different kinds. It's almost like she was shopping for herself, but she ran out of time. Or maybe she ran out of space and didn't have no space for it. And that's why she left it behind. Which one do you think? I'd say she ran out of space and she didn't have any more room, because just by the very things that she picked, it was like she was, her saliva glands were just flowing like a river as she was imagining eating this shit. And she couldn't help herself, literally. She couldn't fucking help herself. And then this is another hot sauce, just miscellaneous little bottle. Okay. What else we got in here? Oh, wow. What's this? Looks like a hot sauce to me. Okay. So a red hot sauce. Why would I do that? I'm going to show you where my red hot sauce goes. I should have a whole pile of it. Like a whole pile. And then, of course, we've got the jalapeno. I think that said, yeah, jalapeno sliced pickles. Okay. Not on sale. Well, at least not with a sticker on it. This one. Right? What else is she salivate over? Imagining making a meal for herself. Honey and garlic. Maybe I'll have Andre use this for the new pan. And we'll take out something from the freezer. Yeah. What is this? Do you see? It's all just random shit. As if she was, oh, I'd like to have that for a meal one day. I could use that. Yeah, it's like going to a grocery freaking store. What is this? Sauce. Sweet sauce. I don't know. Well, where did she get it? Somewhere in there. All right. What's this? Here's another one. The label came off it seems. Oh, so I guess when I'm in my room, I should be looking for a label. Because as you can see, the label came off. So that's probably on the floor somewhere, I would think. Smith & Jones. I don't even know what it is. All right, as if I would do that for long term in a box from March of 2024. Oh, ginger. Yeah, ginger. So these gingers were together in something else. That's what I mean. She went from box to box. She worked boo-boo fast. Really freaking fast, people. My God. She's worse than Sierra. Sierra robbed me, but not like this. Nope. And then, of course, you can't forget the barbecue sauce, right? Especially if you got a whole whack of meat in cans now that you can fry up your freaking ham with and sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Oh, yeah. So this box, as we go through these videos, if I had to choose, what would I put in here? Well, I do have a ham can around the corner. We could put some canned ham in here just to see how well they fit. And if they don't fit in nice and snug, where I'm happy with, oh yeah, that can go away for a long time. And then if I'm alive and I find it, great, happy day for me and the kids. If I'm dead and my family is struggling and times are hard, they'll be, thank God Mom did this for us. Yeah, okay? So let's just go see. Hold on a minute. See, this is where she was rifling through my personal clothes. She took out something from here, more than one item and used it as a buffer to, and behind here as well. And like I said, there's things missing that I'm well aware of. Here, maybe not so much, but then she's tall, so it could have been easy for her to fucking do it. Sorry, boo-boo, do it. All right. See that gaping hole? Where am I? Do you see this gaping hole? This big-ass gaping hole, right? Okay. Do you see these stacks of cans of ham right here? Those are the ones that if I want, I'll use. The other ones were for in a year or 2 or 3 or 4. So where can we put this? Because there is, this is going to take a long time for me to do. And while I'm doing it, though, I'm going to reorganize it where it's easy to, like I said, get to things. You know, because, I don't know. The first thing I want to do, I know. The first thing I want to do, let's see if we can get just even a little bit of light going. Okay. We want to see what fit in this box, because as soon as we can figure out basically what was in, oh yes, and I need to know if my hot sauces are up there. Let me just, we'll check in a minute. Let's see. I guess that's okay, kind of. It is what it is. If we can figure out because on this box, I don't see anything written on it. You know? And that makes it harder. It may have had something taped on it, but she may have ripped that off. Because I don't see nothing. Alright. All I know is the box itself, I have the cast iron. And I dated it on my Amazon to March of 2024. You see that, right? Yeah. And then because I was doing food prep back in those days, as I was buying things, I'd either fill them up with salmon-sized jars, which I just need to kind of get a general idea of, let's try the ham first. How many ham can we get in this box? How many ham do you think? Well, it depends on the size of the ham, because some are a little bigger, some are a little smaller. I don't know. Whatever was in here was a lot, people. Oh, yeah. I can tell already. I can tell already. This girl has a lot of audacity. You know, I'm almost thinking it wasn't ham because they're not fitting in very nice. Not the way I'd put them in. Oh, yeah. Unless I can put this one beside it. Well, yeah, I could do that. That might work. Okay. And that one can go like that. So I can put 4 that way. Can I put 4 this way? No. They don't fit in that way. It's like a puzzle. Yeah. Because I know I've got a few boxes, couple, 2 or 3, of just ham in here. That's what I mean. But I guess she figured if she took too many boxes out of here, I'd notice it more. Versus, she probably felt it was, if she was taking out boxes, she'd have to have 3 or 4 or 5 boxes in her hand, trying to get through, try and walk down the hall, right, that could fall, make noise, right? It was easier for her just to have the bag here, grab the clothes, put, like I said, take the box, take everything out, put it in, and then grab some more clothes, put it in, right? And then by the time she was done, just move the bag, open the door, fucking grab the bag, and because she's big and strong and fucking limbo, it was nothing for her to walk off with it. Absolutely nothing. She just didn't expect to get caught. That's all. Okay. There's things missing in here too. Well, I think so. Yeah, she was in here as well. I need canned salmon to see how well they fit in there. I don't have another one here because I think she took those miscellaneous cans that were here because I don't see them. Instead, what she did is she put this stuff, these two, you notice this? Where am I? Where's the case? She had these two. Obviously, she doesn't like pink salmon. But anyway, she put these two up here where this should be here, first of all. Right. That's why she wanted the barbecue sauce, so she could baste her canned ham for free. You imagine eating it and, I mean, what are you thinking? It's so hard to teach Andre morals. So freaking hard, man. When there's so many people going around doing not only illegal things, but immoral things. Immoral. It's I am immoral. And then, see, this is where I have to make sure that she didn't steal. And who knows what's in here? I mean, once I open it up, I should know. But clearly, you just heard the. So these are packets of sauces and stuff. Did she take some from it? If she did, she didn't take too much because there's no real value in it, right? She was going for what was valuable. Yeah. Okay. There's something else there too. I'm scared to open it up though because, you know, I think she took some of my just had the word in my head not even a half an hour ago. Now I can't remember. It's interface. It's interface. Interfacing is when you make there's only 2 places that interface will be. It should be up here. And I took a quick boo the other day and I didn't notice it, but then I don't see very well. But I also took some stuff up on top and I put it in there. Now, I don't think I took the interface in there. I think I left the interface in here. And I'm hoping that the last time I looked, I just didn't notice it. Because if it's gone, oh man, I'm going to be so angry. You don't even know. But you don't sew anymore, Judy, so why should you care if your interfacing is gone? Well, I don't know. Why should I care? Yeah, okay, so what's in here? Well, it feels like there's something in here. See, this is the stuff I have to make easy for Andre and myself now. What is this? I can't see. I don't know. Because you can't trust the bitch. She could have taken out what was in here and just threw in junk. Alright. I don't know. I feel like she rifled through this. I'll have to look at this stuff in the daylight. I should have a whole bunch of soup mixes. Yeah. A whole bunch of soup mixes. And one of these things like this of gravy mixes. Yeah. Is this one here gravy? I don't know. I mean, do you see how easy it is to sit here and do what I'm doing? And if you're good at what you do, what's stopping you when you can do it? Like, seriously, man. Okay. So those are cans to make pie. So this container is kind of pointless in terms of where's my Coors soup mixes, and is this gravy mixes? Because if it is, I'll put it back and encourage Andre to plan a menu. Wow, I'm poking around in my own shit. Now just imagine if I was a stranger pretending to be a friend. What do you think? This doesn't look like gravy mixes. This is not gravy mixes. This is just miscellaneous curries, those kind of things. This is not my gravy mixes. Yeah, no, this is just this kind of stuff. This is not gravy mixes. No. So they're still missing in action. And there's only so many places I can put it, or I would put it. And it's not here so far. Yeah, okay, so gravy mixes go on the list of things that went missing so far. Okay, we gotta find the gravy mixes. And it should be in a similar type container of sorts. Yeah. Yeah, I know, the lighting is bad. It is what it is. Don't forget, she had a cell phone too. So she had light. So she can't say, I couldn't see anything in your room because your room was dark. Right? Yeah. And I like to take out the air of these things. So technically when I touch them, I should feel them. That last container I opened up, the lid wasn't on it properly. Nope. Okay, so we're going to put this one back. And I'm going to put a label on it later. And I'm going to make it easy to get to with nothing on top of it or whatever outside of maybe another container. And then I don't know. Another, this is stupid. Oh my Lord. Hurts my eyes. Oh boy. That's, I suppose. Another, I don't know what I was saying. Okay. Okay, so that thing there could have been full of gravy mixes. I'm looking for my gravy mixes and my soup things. Now this here, but I have two soups, two core soups. Okay. This seems to be fine. There's something there. You see how I have to go through everything? Okay, so first of all, I just bought these things, people. Just recently, within the last... Remember I told you I'm making gravy mixes and that kind of crap? I'm telling you, this bitch went through everything, okay? As much as she possibly could. She didn't go through everything, but she went through a lot. Fast. Anyway, I can show you these that I just bought recently. Over the last 8 months or so ago. First of all, I wouldn't put them in here. These don't belong in here. Okay? They were over here. And the reason that is because what was in here were these things. So, but I have another one of these things, where these things are going this way. So I'm thinking she probably wanted to take this, and she found the buoyants while she was here, and she put them in there. But she ran out of space, because Andre said he seen her walk down the stairs with that trunk, and she was teetering with it. He said it was heavy. I said, heavy? How would you know that, Andre? He said because she was teetering with it. Because it was so heavy. All right, what's this? And why is it here? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Do you know what the hell that is? I don't know what that is. Is that garlic? I'd have to bring the flashlight right to me. I'm sorry, I need this flashlight. Oh, Lord. Spanish style in olive oil. Sardines. Oh. Okay, maybe I did put that there. I don't know. Most people don't like sardines. Anyway, what's underneath it? It's small compared to that one. And that's another thing I don't do. But she couldn't get into everything, so we'll see. Okay, so these things, here we go. Now, I was looking for these. Do you see that? I did another order, a small one, because I wanted the ham and the corned beef on sale. So I got 4 and 4. And then I discovered, and I'm going to phone up Canadian Superstore tomorrow, and I'm going to, today, and I'm going to complain about it, because they should have, like, if you buy, right, and you're only allowed a limit of 4 to qualify for the PC points, they tell you that, but if there's nothing to tell you that there's a limit of those 5,000 PC points that I bought with those 10 bottles of maple syrup should be applied to each and every item. But no, I ended up, looking and came across something that said that only the first 4 do you get that with the PC points. So I ended up buying 6 at full price, which pisses me off, because if that was the case, I wouldn't have done it, because I put another order in for 4 more maple syrups so I can get my $20 in discount, so I can rack up my PC points, as I complained to the company that, it's kind of like false advertising, and being that I shop all the time, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So if I wouldn't have seen it on the other page, I would never have noticed it. So anyway, they have these, buy 4 at, I think, $3 a can. These are like $3 a can. I wasn't sure if she stole these, or a similar type product. I don't know if they're all exactly the same. All I know is I stocked up on them about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And these ones are a little different. I was going to recan these into jars to get them out of this. I just haven't had time yet. Or recan them, break them up into like smaller lug. I have little lug jars with the lug lid, and I thought maybe I'd try and recan them in that so there wouldn't be no waste. But I find these things, some things like this, sometimes they're not very hot. So, okay, so either or. So I don't have to order those. I got 4 coming in, though, because I wasn't too sure if she ran off with these. I'll make sure, did I write on the box what it is? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So we'll just put those back for a while. I'll move those somewhere else later. Anything written on this box? I don't like the way it's packed, but that's okay. Oh, here we go. Jars, sardines, yeah. Because they're in jars and they're with olive oil or something. They're really good, right? So, okay. So we'll leave those there. So those are there. So we're missing our gravy mixes. We're missing our gravy mixes, people. And, another thing of soup. Now there is a container here, so I'm going to take this shit down. I haven't looked in this container. Like I said, I'm afraid to look. I really, really am. I'm afraid to pick it up. And I'm afraid to look. This could be where the soup is. Yeah. Remember I told you? Okay. So the soup is here, but the gravy mixes are not. No. Which means she walked off with the whole container, or this container, she took out a whole whack of shit and put in, I don't know. Like, what is this? I can't see what it is. It looks like, maybe it feels like potatoes or something. I don't know. I think she took off with a different container. I'm trying to think about my containers. Because that would be in here, I would think. What I was just talking about in terms of gravy mixes. And then this is baby food. Why didn't she steal that for her kid? I don't know. I don't want this here. Oh, look at them. And we'll just put that right there. So, that there. Flip this around. Now, to be fair, maybe the gravy mixes are in my pantry in the kitchen. But I can't get to that right now. So I'm going to just make a separate list. Gravy mixes put under pantry with a question mark if I don't find them in here. But why would I have the gravy mixes in my pantry where I can't get to them? Well, at the time when I put them in there, maybe I could get to them, right? But over time, as things are piling up in that corner, because I have no true porch, right? But I can tell you right now, these things were not in this. Two different kind of things. Just put that back for now. All right. Now, in terms of hot sauce, just to show you that I would never have put that hot sauce in that box like that, because I have miscellaneous stuff on the floor. Like I said, the floor helps to keep things cold. Do you see? Do you see what's going on up there? Now, I'd have to get up there and do a comparison. I don't know. Does it look suspicious to you? Because she's tall. It's nothing for her. I see a gaping hole there. Some kind of hole. Right there. I don't know. Right? I have to get Andre to look for me. She could have stuck her hand in there and grabbed a bunch of shit, because it looks like the shit's missing up there. It looks like there's a hole. I mean, there's benefits to being tall, right? Oh yeah, there's no way. I'd have to move some of this stuff and get myself stand on a bucket. So I have to do that. Okay? And as for this box, so she had that shit in the box, and then she put, I don't know, already moved it. I put it over there. So she had the box here. Where's the box? Where did the box go? Over there. She couldn't leave the hole like that gaping. That would have been too noticeable. Right? See? That would have been too noticeable. So instead, she has the box. Oh. So, kind of like this. Right? And then on top of it, oh, wait a minute, let me see. To hold it in place or whatever, I don't know what the hell she was thinking. She put a cranberry juice on top, sticking, you know, whatever, and a thing of, hot chocolate container. So I'm going to find some salmon along the way. And I'll start piecing in jars, cans, just to see if they fit in nicely. If they fit in nicely, then I'll know it was salmon, and I can price out the box in terms of what she took. Yeah. Because she definitely took something from it. So, and I felt down there where my maple sugar should be. No, I can't find any. And I stuck my hand in here, and there's a gaping hole in here, and guess what's in here? Isn't that interesting? What do you think about that? This little gaping hole should be not there. So she stole pudding. Not a lot, at least from here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Probably about, if I had to put a number on it, 2, 4, 6 maybe, 8, maybe as many as 10, different size, small to large. In terms of the gaping hole, I can stick my hand in there. So she stole pudding. The next one down, she couldn't open, so it's full, basically, from what I can tell. Which is Jell-O probably, or something like that. Yeah. I guess that came off my dresser. I don't know why it's there, because I had a few things on my dresser, right? So, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video. I think I'm going to title it, I don't know, something about it's hard to teach a child not to steal. Like, it's so hard when so many people around that child is stealing in one way or another. We get some random Punjabi dude with a black turban telling us to get rid of everything in the yard, and then six the landlady on us so that she can run around and say get rid of everything. Doesn't matter, just get rid of it. Okay, that's like theft, people. $5,000 throughout the yard over the years. And what was yard waste in terms of rotten wood and beams and her garage beams and borders along the ground to separate the garden bed from the pathway or whatever. Wood that was perfectly good and could be used and somebody else is using it now, and toys and non-profit stuff, sewing machines, well, I don't think so, but 2 sergers for sure. And just a whole lot of other stuff. And then to have to pay for the bin yet? That's theft. What my son was doing with his wife was a form of theft. Andre said he was out in the back, and Jude puts a lot of pressure on him. I don't know about this kid, Jude. He's getting tired of waiting to build a fort, because he wanted to build a fort last year towards the fall. And they were going to take some of the playhouse that Marcane busted up. They threw it over the fence. And then, of course, it got cold, and I said, well, wait till spring, and then you guys can start in spring, right? Because, I need to get out in the yard. But then the city dude showed up on January 12th of this year, 2025, and put the call out to have everything taken out of the yard, everything. So, of course, there's really nothing to build a fort with, so I said you can use Mr. Lace's cat house. I had to fight with that for them to have that, for him to have that, because that almost got torn down. Andre's outside with his friends, whatever. Then he comes back and he tells me that he's in the hen house area moving things around because that's where they're going to build their fort. And I said, no, that's not where you're building your fort. You're building your fort in Mr. Lace's cat house. But that's too small. That's not what we want. Jude said he's tired of waiting. We're going to do it here. He arguing with me, people. Oh my God. Because Jude is getting tired, and they don't want such a small space like Mr. Lace's cat house. Because they bring over their little friend Tayden and whatever. I don't know what they got planned, but it's a no-go because, first of all, it's way off in the freaking corner. It's dark. I told him there is no light in there, very little light. I only have so many places to store things where it doesn't get wet. That's a big one, right? And I got wood in there a little bit anyway for something at some point in the future. And a few other things in there. And anyway. I tried to ground him from the computer. And of course that turned into a 4-hour argument. 4 hours. He just doesn't know how to shut up. And he busts a loose, starts calling me a bitch, fuck you, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, holy crumb, like, I need to take away this computer so that you can learn that, because that's the only thing that will make you cry if I take away just talking about it. And if he thinks I'm really serious, he'll start crying. And I'm just looking for good behavior, right? People, like, he gets so stressed out with this bullshit crap from other people. And now with Rhea, like, like, and he's at that age where he's, like, growing, getting tall, getting stronger, getting faster, and wants to be so independent, and you can't tell me what to do, right? Right? When I offered him $100 because he did the yard, and I told him, I need you to work in the yard throughout the month for the $100, and I'll give you $100. The only thing I want is you to save half, and you can spend half. Well, tonight he was arguing with me about, oh, no, he's spending it all because he wants to buy a helmet and this and that. And I'm like, no, because you're going to still work with this other person. And if you really want, you can save your money. You have to learn how to, wherever that envelope is that I bought with the math books in it. And there was a reading book in there to help educate kids. I spent like $100, man. And I can't find the freaking envelope yet. But anyway, we did look at the book for a minute before I put it back into the envelope so that, we could start working on this stuff. And it was, written for his age, talking about the different structures within our money system. And, you got to learn how to save without bending to temptation and yada-yada, and he arguing with me that he has the right to spend his own money. And I'm like, well, then if that's the case, I'm not going to give it to you because I didn't have to give it to you. I'm giving it to you because, this, and this. And we agreed that you'd put half away and the other half you can do what you want with, right? But because he was in that argumenting mode, heels to the ground, right? Being real stubborn. It wears me out. You don't even know. And then, of course, he's going on about what Rhea did and how Tisha responds to it. And it really upsets him, right? Like, it's hard for him to internalize. How can I teach him not to steal people if everyone around him is stealing to one degree or another? And they're all two-faced about it. They're all... they justify it, like, they like, we want more space. You have too much stuff. We're taking out your stuff because it's our space. Fuck you. And then, right, and then Mrs. Gill, like, what the hell? Like, that was beyond, like, seriously, like, and the reason she did it is because she knows she could. She knows I'm not in a position to take her to court. She knows I wouldn't win because I don't have money for a lawyer, and she'd come in with a lawyer because she can afford a lawyer, right? And she has the playbook. You know what I mean? In terms of her daughter-in-law is a realtor. They've owned houses for years, and they've been through multiple situations where it's like, it's stupid. It's stupid. You can't even have a table in your backyard. Like, that's asinine. Then I don't have a backyard. Well, my pushy 14-year-old grandson is trying to take over the henhouse area to turn it into some little club. So who knows what those boys will end up doing in a year from now. No. You're going into Mr. Lace's cat house. We can hang a little curtain or something, maybe, but no, you're not going to be way off in the corner in the dark somewhere. And then these extra kids start coming around. No. It's not happening. It's not happening. And because so many adults steal to one degree or another, like, right? And people are being influenced, whether through cell phones, video games, videos in general, in terms of just things that come in front of you, in front of a computer screen. And like, Andre doesn't like taking responsibility for his bad behavior. Whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. But after that 4-hour stint with him, he did admit, because I try and talk to him, right? I try and I try and reason with him, right? I try and get him to realize things. And after he calmed down and, and gave up, I guess, he said, yeah, he says, I get too involved. I have to try not to get so involved. That's how he called it. In terms of putting his heels to the ground and, flapping his wings for independence. You can't tell me what to do. Yes, I can. That's my job. Right? Oh my God. So anyway, I do think she took some maple syrup. Because where I would have had it, unless I moved it, which I don't think so because I've had it there for years. Now I did take, I think, 2 bottles out of there because I don't use it very often because I've got something else here I'm using right now, right? I did take out 2 bottles and I put it into a different box as a filler with what is it called? Corn syrup. Just to make the box full and keep it with syrups. Because I bought a little bit of corn syrup for cooking purposes at some point in the future, right? And that stuff doesn't go bad. And neither does maple syrup. But in that corner where I was, there should be a couple of bottles at least, and there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they were big bottles. Not the small ones. They were the big ones. So anyway, what's he learning? His aunt thinks it's okay. She never stands up and says anything to anybody. She makes excuses for them. But if it happened to her, she'd be crying on the phone with me going livid. Yeah. And she says, well, I don't have people come to my house very often. Well, it's not like I had my son come to my house. He's been living here ever since we moved in. And he was dependent. I was supporting him. Right? He just never left home yet. I mean, random dudes can just show up at your door and tell you to get rid of everything. Right? Just because they have a fucking crest on that says that they work for the city. Yeah, okay. But that's not theft. Taking $5,000 worth of my stuff is not theft. No. Rhea. I'll put it at $1,000 at least. It would be nice if I could bring down that number because I really don't want to spend money, but I kind of rebelled tonight, and I did. And I learned a lesson. Canadian Superstore isn't posting their PC points properly on their pages, to which I'm going to phone Canadian Superstore and I'm going to complain about that, because if I would have known that only 4 of those maple syrups were covered with the PC points as a limit, I would have only bought 4. Yeah. But it said, I checked the page. It's not posted there. It says 5,000 per. There's nothing to suggest there's a limit on it or that you have to meet a certain amount of money. Because sometimes you have to, they'll give you X amount of PC points if you spend $10 on that product. But the product itself is $3.99. Right? So you'd have to buy 4 in order to get your PC points, right? And if you want more, then you'd buy multiples, right? Yeah, whatever. I'm going to phone and complain anyway. So I have a lot, but they're the small bottles, but whatever. It's done with, and I don't know what to think about people anymore. Yeah, she says, no, Tisha, I don't let people come to my house very much. I said, oh. I said, well, has Rhea been to your house? Yeah. I said, well, but she's been fine. She didn't steal nothing from me. I said, are you sure? Seriously, are you sure about that? But the point is, she sides with her. What does that tell Andre? So Andre's now mad at Tisha. He's upset with Tisha. He's in turmoil again. Because I told him I'm not babysitting for neither one of them. What for? Right? Oh, but that's not fair to Alea, May, and Kyrie. Yeah, well, what am I supposed to do about that? I'm tired of my daughter bullying me. Right? And being whatever, like what she's doing now. It doesn't make any sense. Outside of, she doesn't want to help me. She didn't like it when Rhea was helping me because she felt guilty. And now that Rhea's not helping me, she doesn't want to help me. So before she sides with me and maybe have to help me because there's no one there to help me, she's going to side with Rhea. Did you see how that worked? Yeah, that's exactly how it works. And I tried to explain that to Andre in a nice kind of way, where you have to help me put things online. Because it's not going to be Rhea. That's over with. Tisha doesn't want to do it because I've been asking her for years and it never happens. And it ain't going to happen. So the only person who can help me put things online, Andre, will have to be you. Right? So we talked about an editor on a computer and yada yada. But yeah, that's why Tisha's siding with Rhea, is because she doesn't want to be obligated to help me any more than she does, and the only time she helps me is with Amari. And she took me to an eye appointment one time. Right? And if I suppose I needed to go to a doctor's appointment, she'd do that. But outside of that, nothing. Oh yeah, and she came that one day outside and helped with when that shit was going on. But little did we know that that was just the first stages of wiping out the whole yard. Yeah, the whole yard. And I'm trying to teach Andre not to steal or vandalize other people's stuff or throw out other people's stuff, because they could say, well, I didn't steal it, I just threw it out. Well, if you took it away from where it was and you didn't get permission, then you stole it. Whether you threw it out or not, it doesn't matter. You stole it. That's an act of stealing. That's an act of theft. But it's like, I don't know. It's going to take me a while to figure this out in terms of what's going on in my room, because I'm trying to make things more available so that, we can just get on with cooking. He starts 1 day a week. He can cook 2 or 3 days a week if he likes it. Yeah, doesn't matter to me, right? If he likes it, he can. We'll start with the 1 day, then we'll do 2 days. And then from there, we'll hopefully up here will be a little more cleared out by then. Give that a couple months, and then at least when he's up here cooking, and if he's not being supervised to one degree or another, because it's not like I'm always in the kitchen watching him. We're down there if he's in the kitchen, and plus, what I say can go in one ear and out the other. Whereas if they say, well, if you're cooking hamburger, make sure you don't cross-contaminate. This is what you do, blah, blah, blah. If I say it to him, he'll say, I know what to do. Where if they say it to him, he'll say, I'll know what to do, but he'll listen more to reinforce that, right? But yeah, how do you teach a kid not to steal when everybody around him is stealing to one degree or another? Or they're ignoring it, and they're giving it a thumbs up in terms of it's okay to steal. Yeah, because you got a trash ash nana, however they view me. I mean, clearly Rhea had no respect for me, absolutely none, right? I don't know what kind of respect my son has, because I don't know. He took some stuff out of the shed and he put it in the hen house area, and it shouldn't be there because it's going to get mildewy in there. But the weather is changing, so, and it's to do with, the baseballs and stuff. I thought he threw them out, but I guess he put them in the shed. But it seems to me maybe he's taking out more from the shed now, so that could be more disappearing, because all of a sudden in the hen house area there was this bin there with the baseballs and a game in really good condition. Yeah, in really good condition. It won't be, though, if it stays outside for too long. But now that it's out of the shed, my son will say it can't go back in there, as if he owns that shed, as if he paid for that shed, as if he helped to build that shed, anything. He didn't do anything. I did it with Jerry, and Alex put the shingles on the roof. I painted it. I put the walls on it. I did the floorboard with it, with screens so rats couldn't chew through from underneath the floor. Yeah. I'll have videos on it when I come across it. You'll see. But if you notice, I can't use it very much, and as what little I have left in there is still being taken out. That's a form of theft. Oh, I just thought the boys would like to have it. Yeah, right. What else did you take out and I don't know about? I don't know. I'd like to just be over with it. Andre says we're over with Uncle Marcaine. He doesn't seem to be doing anything now. And I'm like, I hope so. But then what? Boom. Up steps Mrs. Gill in the city. That calms down a little bit. And then boom, all of a sudden, Rhea's on a freaking rampage. Oh yeah, a freaking rampage. So now it makes me not want to have, like, I'm never connecting with one of Tisha's friends again. No. Because you have to remember, I was Mama Lynn, when I used to do park events and stuff, like Paige. Paige is her friend, and the only reason she's a friend with Paige is because when I lived at that fourplex, Carrie lived next door with her kids, and I was doing park events, so her kids would come to the park event, and through that process, the kids just became friends. But Paige never came into my house and did what Rhea did. Although that family has an issue with stealing other people's stuff. Now, whether Paige does it or not, directly, I don't know. I just know that there's family members within the family that do that kind of stuff. And I don't associate with them. But I've had Paige in the house because of Tisha bringing Paige. Because that's Tisha's friend. Well, that's kind of how I met Rhea. And then all of a sudden she needed a babysitter because nobody was there to help her. So at one point I was getting Tisha and Rhea back to back. One week it would be Tisha, next week it would be Rhea. It was getting to be too much. And then I told Tisha I need a break. And then Tisha got insulted. And then it was just babysitting Rhea's kids every couple of weeks or whatever it was. But not anymore. No, ma'am, no more. Mm-mm. I have my own problems with disability children that urinate and leak out and stuff like that. I don't like it when just whatever. Was willing to put up with it, but not anymore. No. So Andre's like, just whatever. But he did acknowledge that he's got to stop getting so involved with his attitude to put me into check. Oh, yeah. I so want to take the computer away from him. But once I take it away, it has to stay away for ideally 6 months, 3 months. I don't think a month would be long enough. And trying to get him to cut back is so hard. And then when he gets his free time, what does he do? He basically beelines to the computer when he gets in. Like when he's out and about doing whatever he does, right? And because he's older and, you know, he wants longer time to do whatever he wants to do. And, you know, he's doing things he's not supposed to be doing because his friend doesn't like Mr. Lace's cat's house because it's too small. As if I'd said, listen, your friend doesn't live here. He doesn't make the rules. Oh, yeah, but he's tired of waiting. Well, that's too freaking bad. We're the ones that had to deal with the city, and, you know, we've got this going on, and, you know, like, who is this kid? I know who he is, but you know what I mean. Like, go away. Be happy that you even have a little something to call it for. And now I'm going to be arguing with another kid. He'll be, it's too small. I'll be like, too bad. You guys aren't hanging off in the corner all by yourselves. And then what? You going to be doing something in there you're not supposed to be doing? I don't think so. Plus, I need it for, you know, I need it for storage of what little left I have. And then I'll come back and it'll be fucking gone. Because somebody else came around and stole it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm telling Andre, don't steal from nobody. Don't trash their shit. Don't touch their shit. Just, you know, like, fuck, man. You need to grow up to be an honest man. You know, have some integrity about yourself where people can actually trust you. Oh, my God. And where is my maple syrup? And yes, I have a jar, a big one, of maple sugar. I'm on the hunt for that too, people. Yeah. Yeah. There was only certain things that I had in my room. And honestly, it kind of only ended up that way, in part, is because of what they were doing downstairs. I haven't been down there since October of last year, around the time when they got married. Yeah. I need to get down there, though. I'm glad I didn't take Rhea down there. Frickin' right. Frickin' right. But wouldn't have mattered. She would have done it up here, from room to room. Hell, she may even taken that envelope with Andre's books and those ledgers, because I had it here. I've been looking for days for it. Can't find it nowhere. And if you're on a roll to be stealing things, did she figure she'd get caught and then she could just worm her way out of it, and knowing that Tisha would stay her friend and would side with her? Or did she think she wasn't going to get caught? Just by the very fact of trying to hide things. In terms of, you know, the way she packed that one box I just showed you previously, right? Or was that box meant to go? Because the way she packed it made it look like that was something she wanted, but she just ran out of time. Or maybe it filled up and she had no more room and she couldn't take it because there was just no way. I mean, it would be multiple reasons why that box was there, but it definitely, and I don't think it was salmon that was in that box, because the salmon jars aren't fitting in it. Nope. So maybe it was ham, or maybe it was Spam. I tried to put the ham cans in, but I didn't really take my time. I'm going to make an effort to try it again just to see. Because it's like a puzzle, you know, you have to fit it in where it's pretty spot on, right? Or maybe it was spam, like the traditional kind of spam. I don't know.